Hi and welcome to this CAD course. This is beginner tutorial that's for beginners, absolute beginners, learn Fusion 360 and solid modeling and something we will do some kind of show, surface modeling, T-spline, sculpting and so on, but I will do a lot of exercise. You will learn by doing exercise, try for yourself. We will have a lesson, learn something, some functions, some features. Then you will exercise yourself. You will get a drawing, a picture, and you would try yourself. Then afterwards you will get a solution. It's preferred that you try yourself. But this is the first lesson, lesson 1, so I have to show something. So I cannot start with a exercise the first time. And if you want Fusion 360, we can have Fusion 360. You can buy it for around $500 and you can pay it monthly, but personal use, hobbyist, you can get it for free. You can have a free trial, but you can have it for personal use, so you don't have to pay to learn Fusion 360, and you can have a trial. Just download the difference between Fusion 360 and other solutions like SolidWorks, Creo, NX and Katia is that this is in the cloud. You can have it offline. See here. Working online, you can have it offline like that. Then you don't save it in the cloud, you save it locally. But I want to have it online, and it checks always for new updates. Here to the left, if you start, you have this show data panel. Here you have your project. Here I got some old stuff I have done, and you got always something basic training and assets. I can show you something I have done. I start with a chopper. Here we have a double click. You have here to the right I have a screen keystroke visualizer, so you can see what I'm press for keystrokes. Here it's not ready. I've done this in Fusion 360. It should be a chopper. It's combination of surface modeling, solid modeling, and sculpting with T-splines. And we have the components, and we got the joints to create assembly. And here we have the engine for the chopper, and here we got the timeline. I can go to the beginning. It is like 8 years old engine I have done. And if I press the play button, you can see exactly how I extrude, fillet, and create some projection, create the engine, the planes, the cutouts. this is possible because this is parametric and you capture the design history. You can turn it off if you create some advanced modeling. You maybe want some different dependencies. You may not want to capture the design history, but you can have it. I think it's a big advantage to do education. I've done it for 8 years ago around, or not. I don't. We can see it's version 29. We can see when I've created it, and I can show it now how I made it. Now I don't have to do the surface and split the body. There have been some improvements of the the curves, combined curves. We can blend curves like in SolidWorks, then it's combined curves in SolidWorks, but in Fusion 360 New Future you can blend curves and get some kind of nice smooth curvature between the curves. So I've done it manual because it and create a surface and then split the surface, and it's not really, if you see, it's not really nice. It's not nice curvature between the curves, but it's a manual solution. If you go, I have to wait for the here. No, I have it's kind of tricky. I have to wait for it to go down. Here we have the kugghjul på svenska. I don't know what it is. Year. And right click. I don't know if I can show this, but if you right click, then you can. I can. I can turn off the strokes. I can exit so I can show this. Now you left click. Do not capture design history. Then you have it like Katia and SolidWorks. You got it in here, all the history, and you cannot have a timeline that you can do like I did before when I play how I did it. But I like to keep capture design history. But sometimes maybe you want to save space and not capture it. You have a large model. I will turn on the keystroke visualizer like that. I just want to show you that you can do some quite advanced stuff in Fusion 360. It got some limitation. See what we can show here. We show the shopper. I have created a chess, and I got the different parts and do assembly. And with the textures, it look really nice. And I can show we have different workspaces. We close the engine and only get the chess. We have the workspaces, we have design, generative design. It's kind of smart calculation and simulation to save material, and you got to calculate the minimum space to keep the same strength. so you get some nice material, same material, but the same strength of material. We get the render. If you want to have a picture of your model, you can do an animation, you can do some calculation, simulation, and get the stresses and displacement. And your manufacturer is CNC machines to control them, and you get the drawings to create drawings for your models. But I can show you the render workspace. We can close the data panel, and this is quite a limitation. You get to do the setup and the scene settings, and you have some kind of preset different with cameras and spots and light. You can export these models and add it to free software like Blender and do a professional render, but Blender is nothing beginner friendly. But if you learn it, you have the possibilities to do it in Fusion 360 and do a really nice powerful rendering in Blender. But here you get some kind of presets, and it looks quite nice, but it got some limitation, and I have some renderings. If you check, it looks really nice, but you can't add your own cameras, you can't add your own light, you can't change the color of the light and so on, so it's quite limited. But if you want some quick rendering, you can use the rendering in Fusion 360, and if you want some better renderings, you can export it to a software like Blender. That's also free. But this is the first lesson. I show you things you can do. I will show you a step how you create something. Here you have a browser that you see the standard planes, the XY plane, XZ plane, XZ, XZ, YZ, and the axis and the rego. If I create something, I can start it from a sketch, and we choose a plane. We have a coordinate or rego in the middle, and we choose a plane. It doesn't matter what. You have a line, you can do a rectangle, you have a constraint, you get some inspection, but I will take a rectangle. It's for easiest to do it from a rego. Then we have the dimensions. I can press the D button and click on the line, and it's better to have something even. I take 80 and I am still in the dimension, and we take 50. Then we see it's a black line, it's constrained. You should always try to have fully constrained sketches. And finish sketch, and then we can extrude it to create a solid, and it's the E button, so I have the sketch selected, press the E button and just drag it, and here you have a distance. You have the options to 2 object and all if you got more bodies to work with. We have one side, 2 sides, symmetric, but I will only I extrude it 50 millimeters, enter. Here I have a solid, and I rotate it, press the middle scroll wheel and rotate it. I can scroll and move my mouse pointer to move and zoom. I have everything here. I have the orbit, it's the rotate. I have look at. Maybe I want look at from the right view. I have the home button I have is cube. I can press the top. I can move it to the front. I can have a point, and if I don't know where I am, I can press the house to get the standard view. I have a fit to fit to the screen. I have the display settings, visual style as standard. I have shaded with visible edges. I can turn on wireframes. I can look through it. I change back to visual styles to shaded with visible edges only. And if I press and left click and I choose a face, I can create a new sketch related to that, and maybe if I hover over I get this rectangle, no, oh, what's called, but I get the lines out constraints, and that shows us that it is in the middle, and then I can press the D button to show 20 millimeters, enter. Then it doesn't get snapped like that, then we have to constrain it. We take the D button. Oh, I want to take it from this side too. Now it not just through the rectangle, we have to dimension it from the origo so it can't move. One way of showing that it's if it is full constraint or not, I remove this with delete and I take the escape. I can move it. It's not full constraint. I can see it with the color, it's blue, but I can drag it. I see I cannot drag it upwards, it's locked, but I have the D, press the B button. I see that I have to lock it, and we can take, yeah, we take 25. Now it's black, it's full constraint, and that's a good thing to have to if you don't get bugs in your modeling. We take extrude and select then we go inward the solid. We cut. Now when we do a new extrude and we go inwards, we got cut, we can join it, we can intersect, we can take a new body. We can show the cut here, and we can have all. Okay, now we take all. We don't have to bother by the dimension, and if we change the dimension it would go through. Yeah, because we have the settings to go through all. Now you have create your first solid, and you can create a solid with extrude, and you can cut it, and the next lesson we'll do some exercise with this extrude. Yeah, I think that's all for the first lesson. I will add more if I forgot something, and we will do exercises a lot and learn by doing. Thank you. Bye bye.